Hey, welcome back. This is episode 4, and we're here with Neil and Paul Brittain. And there's Stephanie Courtney, who a lot of people know as Flo, the Progressive Insurance. Yeah. I've known her for a really long time, since she moved to L.A.
Oh, wow.
And she just kind of lucked into that commercial that, you know, must pay her a ton of money.
Well, his talent maybe had a little to do with it.
Yeah. Hold on. You guys talk for a second.
All right. That's Stephanie Courtney. This is Scott's office. Hello. We wanted it to look as obnoxious and stupid as possible, with guitars hanging on the wall and a countdown clock to the next episode, like in... Is that Studio 60 that does the countdown clock?
Yeah, Studio 60. And then we wanted to put a bunch of guitars on the wall, like I'm a douchey comedian guy who's always playing guitars.
Just a rock and roll comedy guy.
Yeah, into his cars on his...
Sorry, Matt Walsh is calling me, so you guys continue talking for a second.
Right on.
So, okay, we're going to get some more... This is all kind of based on The Late Shift, that's what it's called, right? The book about the
Late Shift, yeah.
Like Letterman and Leno.
Who's going to replace Carson. And I think there literally is a thing where, like, Leno hides in a closet or something.
Yeah,
I supposedly happen in real life. Network. In the movie, it happens also.
Yeah.
Okay, this is David Alan Grier and Mary Elizabeth Ellis and Amy Mann, and they were all super cool to come out to the middle of nowhere to do this. Just basically one scene. And then David Alan Grier, for season 4, has parlayed this character into a season-long arc.
That's awesome.
And said to me on the first day of season 4, he's like, what a strange audition process this show has been. First I have to do a podcast, then I have to do
put you on camera.
One small scene, and now I'm a regular on the show. Mm-hmm. Now, Paul, you and Taran is here as well.
Yeah, he's right over here.
Taran, do you have any comment about what I just said about David Alan Grier?
Yeah, what do you think, Taran?
Taran, stop making...
Well, that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that about this episode, but I'm glad I do now.
Wow. Thank you. That's great.
He likes to learn new info. So.
Yeah, he's like an info junkie, isn't he?
He's an info junkie, yeah.
I had just whispered to him also how Mary Elizabeth Ellis was in Improv 101 with me.
Oh, no
Really?
Yeah, UCB.
That's interesting.
In,
I guess maybe I had an impression of her that she'd been doing it before you, but or maybe that it's just her. She was taking 101 because it was a new theater, or I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But she's great. People know her from It's Always Sunny, I guess. Mm-hmm. And Amy, of course, is a great singer-songwriter. Any impression of that, Taran?
Yeah. What do you think, T-Bones?
Yeah, T-Bones. What do you think about her being a singer-songwriter?
Yeah. Any thoughts?
You.
He's not a fan?
He's chiding us gently?
Maybe he's like, obviously I know she's a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I think he's kidding. What do you really think?
Yeah, what do you really...
Well, we'd done the podcast before, so it was only a natural progression to do the live TV show, and we were thrilled when you asked, right, Paul?
We've moved on, Taran.
We've talked a lot about this already,
Get
Taran.
with it. Okay.
Come on. There's a lot to talk about with this episode. Some I will talk about, some I won't. That's Howard Kramer, by the way, who is one of our recurring characters from the Who Charted podcast with my wife, Kulap. They have a podcast every week called Who Charted you should check out, and where they count down the week's top music and movies. Mm-hmm. And he pops up as the cameraman every once in a while. What do you think of that, Taran?
Any
thoughts?
You gotta have a take on that.
Yeah, one of your patented Taran takes, one of your TTs.
Well, we'd done the podcast before.
Yeah,
we
know.
To do the live TV show, and we were thrilled when you asked.
Okay,
right,
Taran.
Kind of him, but still.
Give us something new, buddy.
Something new, anything. Come on, buddy.
Seriously.
Oh my goodness, Taran. So yeah, this is all Tim Kalpakis.
Well, that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that about this episode, but I'm glad I do now.
Okay, thank you.
Just chill out.
Tim Kalpakis mainly wrote a lot of this. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Did he have help?
Dave, maybe.
Maybe Dave
Ferguson,
too.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something on the Late Shift. We wanted to do a Late Shift type episode.
Yes.
And one of the interesting things that a lot of people don't know about this episode is it originally, we keep talking about the TV at Night show, which is our version of the Tonight Show, right?
Oh, nice.
And the host of that is Johnny Truckdaughter, which is a Neil Campbell
Instead of Johnny Carr
son, it's Truckdaughter. But originally the episode was, we were supposed to be talking about the Tonight Show. I want to host the Tonight Show, the Tonight Show, the Tonight Show. And then at the end, you find out that it's the Fernwood Tonight Show.
Way.
And if you don't know what that is, the Fernwood Tonight Show is a fake talk show that this show is compared to a lot from the 70s, I believe. And it was a spinoff of the Mary Hartman show. Mary Hartman, I think. And Norman Lear was the creator of that. The hosts were Fred Willard and Martin Mull.
Yeah.
And so, and it was a fake talk show that had characters coming on, comedians playing characters. So what happened with it was someone at IFC, I believe Dan Pasternak at IFC, who was in contact with Norman Lear, showed Norman Lear Comedy Bang Bang and said, I think you would be interested in this because you did the Fernwood Tonight Show. And he loved it and said, oh, wow, this is the spirit of Fernwood Tonight. This is what we were doing.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any way we could have Fernwood Tonight on the show.
Oh, wow.
Where they, and it's just, they've been hosting it for the past 30 years, just we haven't been airing them.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. And so we tried to do it in season 2, but by the time it all came out, we only had a week left of shooting, and I said, all the episodes are written already, we can't fit it in, but I'm going to try to do it in season 3. So season 3 came about. I contacted our contact at Norman Lear's company, and he was really into it. I pitched, and this is what I pitched to IFC. I said, in the episode, once we had written it, the Fernwood Tonight part would be kind of slight. It would be like 1 minute maybe, you know? But we're gonna probably have to build them a set and recreate the old Fernwood Tonight set. Let's film like a new episode for the web.
Yeah.
Let's do like a 15-minute episode for the web and have it be something cool that we put out. And it'll get people, excited about Fernwood Tonight again. And, and Norman Lear and his people were really into it.
That's awesome.
And so we were all set to do it. And then I believe the Martin Mull's taping of the TV show Dads precluded him from doing it.
Oh, man.
And it all fell apart. And it was a big bummer because I really wanted to do it, and I think it was going to be a really cool idea.
Yeah.
That said, Fred Willard ended up playing Johnny Truckdaughter in this episode.
Nice.
Taran, what do you think about all of that? I mean,
a lot of info to process.
That's a big info
I can
dump.
See you thinking about it.
You are an info junkie,
seems like you're
so
about to open your mouth.
I would imagine that this would be interesting information for you.
What do you think?
What do you think, Terry?
He's
Come on.
rubbing his chin.
I didn't know that about this episode, but I'm glad I do now.
Wow. Okay, great.
All right, great. Okay, cool.
And so then the episode is about a competition, a sort of Leno Letterman-esque competition.
Right.
And I think what happened was we were like, it should be someone else on IFC, and Fred Armisen is the guest.
Yes.
And so it was like, oh, this would be great. Fred Armisen from Portlandia, so it's like two different...
Fred is super funny in this, by the way. I think one of the funnier main couch guests, like celebrity couch guests that we have. And a lot of that is because we gave him an attitude to play of, hey, we're going to be competing, which we don't really do with the, as we call them, the A guests. We don't really always have any kind of storyline or that they're playing into or an attitude to play. So we gave Fred this attitude to play of being in competition with me, and he does it so funny.
Yeah.
And I was crying laughing during this interview.
Yeah.
We cut around it, obviously, but a lot of it is on the DVD, I think. And what's interesting is we did a take of the competitiveness, and then the director, Ben Berman, was like, it's really funny, but should we do just a normal interview just in case we can't use this? And we said, okay. And then I think we taped another 15-minute interview of us being friendly to each other that we didn't use any of.
Right.
But I think between the time we had lined up, okay, Fred's going to do this episode, and that's the perfect and all this, In the meanwhile, then it was announced that he was going to become the band leader for Seth Meyers.
For Seth Meyers.
So then suddenly we were like, wait, he is going to be a late night guy.
Personality,
And we
yeah.
were like, that's better for the story, right? I think at first we were not sure if that like is makes it more confusing or what, but then in the end it doesn't.
In the end,
matter.
it doesn't matter.
You're
because,
just watching the episode. You're not thinking about anyone else's.
Yeah, exactly. Taran, I mean,
Credits.
you obviously have, an opinion on all of that.
You've been pacing back and forth in the corner of the room, opening your mouth and shaking your head.
Shaking your head, and now you finally have approached the mic. What do you want to say about this?
I loved filming this episode. All the
No,
parts,
what?
even the one that's on the screen right now.
No, you weren't in this one.
Red.
There. This is the next episode.
Yeah, as Snoop Dogg once. I've already made that joke on this commentary. Get ready for it 8 more times. All of these books and DVDs and stuff of Fred are really funny, and were the art department created all of these and did a great job with them. And what I love about Fred, and similar to what we were talking in the last episode, Paul, is Fred, much like yourself, just jumps into this. He has zero fear about any of this.
Yeah,
Was he on SNL when you were there?
Yeah. He was one of my favorite people. Like before I got to meet him, so like getting to hang around him, he's
He is
too
this
funny.
strange comedy savant where it's like he has some switch in his brain where he's just always funny.
Yeah.
And also not really. It seems to me like never having a sincere conversation, like always doing bits. Right?
Kind of, yes. Always, just like when you're just hanging around in the office or whatever, at any point, it might be revealed that the last 3 minutes were a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And what's interesting about this episode is he is doing bits throughout the entire thing, but at a certain point, I think there are 2 points where he is so thrown that you see his real personality. One is when Adam Pally burps in the middle of his line, and we both are like, wait, did you just burp? And you see Fred laugh, and it's the real Fred all of a sudden. And I think there's something I said in our interview, and I can't even remember what it was because I wasn't watching too closely, but something I riffed in the interview that made him go, what? And break out of it, but it was really funny.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest humans.
He's a funny dude. And we were also talking a bit about, this just happened. Wait, Fred wasn't on SNL at this point, right? He had left the show. Right. Yeah. Okay. But we were talking a little earlier about why so many SNL people happen to be in town for this particular filming period, and that's because of the Winter Olympics happened, and so they weren't on a show for a super long time. So we were really lucky to have a bunch of SNL people in town and willing to do the show. Taran, that's why you came to do the show, right? I mean, the Winter Olympics, and so you just had a lot of time on your hands. Is that pretty much what it was?
Is that what was going on?
Is that what was going on? Because it certainly seemed like that's.
So it was only a natural progression to do the live TV show, and we were thrilled.
Well, sure.
Come
I
on.
mean, yeah, we knew
Come on,
that.
how about we know all this?
But real quick, this is Stephanie Allen, great actress
And improviser.
improviser on my improv team.
And also in Wild Horses with Lauren Lapkus and Mary Holland and
But then that's Mookie Blicklick, who wound up writing on season 4, and
he also plays Dustin Timberjake in the season finale with the Lonely Island guys.
That's right.
And this was how did this sketch come about, Neil? I know we wanted to do a medieval thing about it. It basically came.
I think it actually came from watching the trailer for what's the Ben Stiller movie that came out
Night at the Museum.
No.
Permanent Midnight.
last year, the one that he directed.
Oh yeah, Mitty, Walter Mitty.
Walter Mitty, yes, and it was like a Secret Life thing, and we wanted we were just sort of talking. Reggie
Someone having a
kind of
fantasy.
like someone saying, "I wish I was I had a knight in shining armor," and Reggie like
But
going
originally,
into his imagination.
originally there was the whole take of this sketch was wildly different, right? I mean, it was just
Yeah, I think there were we were just
in the
writing
discussions.
different, like, what would Reggie's imagination be? And then eventually, I think the thing that made us laugh the most was
him not even caring about the princess and just all he wanted
like,
to do was
oh,
insult
as long
me.
as he has a fantasy, it can
That's
be.
not real shit, by the way. Those are fake, like
Fake shits.
It's mud mixed with fake apples or something. I don't know, but it you know, that is disgusting to have happen to you, be it shit or not. But I'm a good sport.
Yeah, a very hot day, too.
Yeah, that was so hot. Neil, I am a good sport, aren't I?
I agree.
I'll do
I think
anything you
are.
guys write.
Yeah.
It's very. I talk about this sometimes. I complain sometimes while we're shooting something, and everyone always goes, "Well, you wrote it," and you. As a writer on the show and the guy who kind of all the ideas have to go through, I never think about the performing part of it.
That's the least of your worries.
I'm never
during
thinking
the whole
about that.
production.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we'll write something like in the Sliding Doors episode of me getting splashed continually with dirty, muddy water. And I'll never think about it until the day that we actually do it and then
Right.
go, why did we write this?
You wrote it, Scott.
Yeah, and everyone, but it comes up in season 4 where there's a scene where Reggie and I have to do push-ups a lot, and we had to do so many takes, and I can do about maybe 5 push-ups on a good day. And I was complaining about it, like, why are we doing 8 takes of this? And they're like, you wrote it. This is Adam Pally from Happy Endings and the Mindy Project.
So this was a character that we had sent him, I think, some options, and I think he sort of took the sort of synopsis of one and ran with it in a different direction, not in a "what are you doing? This isn't what we wrote" direction. In a way that was like more organic and
What he was
better
connected to, yeah.
him and so then we just sort of worked on that a little bit, and then he showed up.
Came in. Yeah, I didn't know anything that was going to happen. Most of the time with as we call them, the B guests, meaning the character guests. Okay, with Paul and Taran, right, Taran? You guys, I knew what you were going to do because you had done it on the podcast. Isn't that right, Taran? I mean,
would
you
you
had done it
say-
on the podcast. I would say that this would be the opportunity for you to talk about what a thrill it was to do it on the podcast. And
Would you say that's an accurate
is that accurate,
representation
Taran,
of
or what do you
happened
think?
to-
I loved filming this episode. All the parts, even the one that's on the screen.
Yeah, but
Well, right.
Taran.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
But
You're not in this one. We're talking about the previous one.
talking about-
Yeah, we're talking about the one, right?
Well, that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that about this episode.
All right.
Do now.
All right, Tara, thank
Great,
you. But
great.
in any case, not even half the time, I would say maybe 1/4 of the time I know what the B guests are going to say. In terms of generally, I know what they're
Yeah.
going to say. Most of the time, I don't want to know, right, Neil? So
Yeah.
I'll ask you to sort of go over it with them.
Yeah, and I'll talk to whoever it is or email back and forth and make sure, do they need bags of drugs? And then we communicate that to props. And
Meanwhile,
that.
all I get is if, hey, here are some things you need to ask the person in order.
and
for
sort of
them-
why they would be on the show. Like, okay, this
Yeah.
guy's an anti-drug spokesperson or something.
So I'm usually, Fred and I and Reggie, we're in the same boat. We have no idea what Adam is going to do.
Right.
And so it's just our job to react
is that by
to it.
design? By like you want to be surprised?
I want to be
That's-
surprised
yeah.
because I like putting in me enjoying it, if that makes sense.
Right.
And if I know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
I've gotten a little better at pretending to laugh.
Sure.
But if
Was
I
that a real laugh right there? or-
No.
Oh.
But that one was, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mix it up. I alternate every other laugh. Ever since 2002, I've been trying to alternate every other laugh being a real one and a fake
real
one.
fake?
And I've been able to do it.
That's a good. I can't tell. That was real.
No,
Wasn't
that was the fake one.
Another thing is I think sometimes we'll talk about the character and we'll forget the name of the
Real.
character, or we'll forget
What he said was so funny.
to come up with the name for a character, and then typically you should shoot the intro
I
in
just
the
shoot
morning
the
before
intro of the whole episode where I say the person's name in the morning.
before the actor has arrived, and so there will frequently be a last minute flurry of
Hey, what is
texts
your
or-
character's
what is
name?
your character's- and so I think it was a text. Like the morning of, like minutes before he did the shit, that Robert DeBiro would be the name of this character.
Yeah. And that's an Adam Pally special, Robert De
yeah,
Niro.
yes.
This, I believe, this is a mixture of the first take and the second take, and I feel like the second take got really crazy with all these drugs. Is that true, Neil? Do you remember?
Yeah, I feel like we didn't even get to all the pulling out the baggie and stuff.
Yeah, so we
the
did it
first
all in
take.
the second take, and I'm glad we did because this is a super funny part of it. But I will say, keeping track of all of the pill bottles and cocaine and everything was driving the editors insane. And eventually I just said, you know what, don't even worry about the continuity of all the drugs. Let's just do the funny stuff. I think Scorsese, if you watch some of his films,
sure.
the continuity, cigars are always missing and reverse shots. And what's really interesting about him is he says,
Thelma Schoonmaker, I think, is
just use the best performance. Don't worry about the continuity.
Really focused on the
yeah.
I loved filming this.
Jeez.
Oh, that's irrelevant.
Come on, Taran. Oh my gosh. All right, so we're coming up to the climactic conclusion of this episode, and this is where all the stuff I was talking about the TV at Night show comes into play. And another cool aspect of Fred Willard doing Johnny Truck Daughter is he filmed this part of it, and he riffed a lot during it. That was pretty funny. I enjoyed that. But then he also stuck around and taped a little bit. There's Jerry Miner's Mailman Manny, who, by the way, that's what I was talking about earlier with Matt McConkey about. I just said, hey, what if you were really angry when you threw the mail thing at me? Because he, in the first take he came in and said mail and threw it to me. I was like, what if you were angry? And it just adds a weird level to it that I think, is
just fun
unnecessary. Yeah. But no, he stuck around and filmed a little bit for our Restaurant Nightmares episode as well. James Adomian as Gordon Ramsay yells at him in the credits of that, which was really nice of him to do. I can't recall which line he riffed, but it was really fun. He came in with it. It was sort of like an old joke that he did. It was real.
teeth or something.
Yeah. Is it even in the episode? I can't recall. But he was really funny and such a God. That dude is funny.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One of the I wish I could see him on my TV screen or in a movie every single week.
Yeah. There's no one can do no one else is like him. He's so unique.
He's so unique.
From every single thing you've ever seen in him.
This is an homage to a show. I don't really know which one, but in any case, it's...
I'm not sure there's a dumber parody of something that just unlock the game. It's just... I'll say the opposite thing, I guess.
And not even the opposite thing of Gates.
Yeah.
It's the opposite action to the same thing.
That makes me laugh almost more than anything else this season.
Unlock the Gates.
Unlock the game. There's no thought to that.
All right, thanks. See you next episode.
Wolf dead. Absolute.